You are exhausted. Not just physically tired, but that deep kind of tired that sits in your chest when you wake up on a Monday morning and realize you have to do it all over again. The alarm goes off, you drag yourself out of bed, you sit in traffic or log into your computer, and you trade the next 8, 9, 10 hours of your life for a paycheck that barely covers everything you owe. And the worst part is not the job itself. The worst part is knowing that if you stop showing up tomorrow, the money stops too. That is the trap. That is the invisible cage that most people spend their entire lives inside of, without ever realizing there is a door. This video is about that door. Passive income is one of those phrases people throw around so casually that it has almost lost its meaning. You have probably heard it before. Maybe you rolled your eyes a little, maybe you thought it sounded too good to be true. And honestly, if you have been burned by empty promises before, that skepticism makes complete sense. But here is what nobody tells you. Passive income is not about getting rich overnight. It is not about some magic formula. It is about building systems that keep earning for you even when you are sleeping, even when you are at your kid's soccer game, even when you are finally on that vacation you have been putting off for 3 years. And before we go deeper into exactly how that works, I want you to know there are related programs linked down below in the video description. These are resources that can accelerate everything we are going to talk about today. If you are the kind of person who takes what they learn and actually does something with it, you will want to check those out sooner rather than later, because people who move fast on information like this are the ones who see results while others are still thinking about it. Now let me paint you a picture of where most people are. You wake up and you check your bank account before your feet even hit the floor. You do the mental math in your head: rent or mortgage, car payment, groceries, utilities, the credit card minimum that never seems to go down, the subscription you forgot you were paying for. And somewhere in that math you realize that your whole life is one unexpected expense away from serious stress. One medical bill, one car repair, 1 month of slow sales if you run your own business. The margin between fine and falling apart is razor thin, and that is terrifying to live with every single day. And here is the thing that really gets me. You are not lazy. You have never been lazy. You work hard. You show up. You do what you are supposed to do. But working hard in a system that only pays you for your time means you've already hit your ceiling. There are only so many hours in a day. You cannot hustle your way to freedom if your income stops the moment you stop working. That is not freedom. That is just a faster treadmill. So what changes everything? Systems. Income streams that do not require your constant presence. Let me walk you through some of the most powerful ones. The first is digital products. This is one of the most underrated paths to passive income that exists right now. A digital product, whether it is a guide, a template, a course, an ebook, or a set of tools, gets created once and sold infinitely. There is no inventory. There is no shipping. There is no overhead. Someone across the world can purchase something you made in your spare room at 2 in the morning while you are completely asleep. The math on this is almost hard to believe. Imagine spending 40 hours building something and then having it generate revenue for the next 5 years. That is leverage. That is what wealthy people understand that most people never learn. The second is affiliate income. This is where you recommend products or services that already exist, and you earn a commission every time someone buys through your recommendation. You do not create the product. You do not handle customer service. You do not process refunds. You simply connect people with solutions they were already looking for. Done consistently, this can become a stream of income that flows whether you are working or not. Third is content that earns. When you create videos, articles, or posts around topics people are actively searching for, those pieces of content keep getting found for months and even years after you publish them. Every view, every click, every reader is a potential earning moment. One piece of content can work for you the way an employee would, except it never calls in sick, and it never asks for a raise. Fourth is licensing and royalties. If you have ever created something, art, music, writing, photography, a design, you may be sitting on assets that others would pay to use. Licensing is the act of letting someone use what you created in exchange for ongoing payments. You made it once, they pay you repeatedly. That relationship is the definition of passive. Fifth is owning digital real estate. Websites, newsletters, and online platforms that attract audiences can be monetized in multiple ways simultaneously. Advertising, sponsorships, affiliate offers, product sales. One platform can house multiple income streams, all running at the same time, all feeding into your financial life while you sleep. Now here is where most people get tripped up. They see all of this and they say, "That sounds amazing, but I do not know where to start. I do not have the skills, I do not have the time to figure it all out." And I understand that feeling completely. Because when you are already stretched thin between your job and your family and everything else life is throwing at you, the idea of adding something new feels impossible. But here is the truth that changes the math. You do not have to figure this out alone. The people who try to piece it together from random free videos and scattered blog posts almost always quit because the information is fragmented and there is no clear path forward. The people who find a structured system, a proven framework, move faster, make fewer mistakes, and actually see results. The cost of inaction is invisible, but it is brutal. Every month you stay in the same pattern is another month of trading time for money with no equity building underneath you. Let that sink in. The money you spend on figuring this out is not a cost. It is an investment that pays you back for years. The real cost is the time you lose every month that passes while you are still where you are. Think about what your life looks like 3 years from now if nothing changes. You are still setting that alarm, still doing that math in the morning, still one unexpected expense away from panic. Now think about what it looks like if you spent the next 3 years building even 2 or 3 of the income streams we talked about today, even if they are small at first. Even if they earn you a few $100s a month in the beginning. That grows. That compounds. That eventually becomes something that gives you choices. Choices are the whole point. Choosing to work because you want to, not because you have to. Choosing to take a trip without panic spiraling about the money. Choosing to be present with the people you love instead of being mentally somewhere else, stressed about bills. That is what financial freedom actually feels like. Not a number, a feeling. A life lived on your terms. The path to that life is built one income stream at a time. And the smartest thing you can do right now, today, in this exact moment, is take a step forward instead of staying still. The related programs linked in the video description below exist for people who are ready to move, not people who are still thinking about it, not people who need a few more months to feel ready, people who look at their situation and decide that today is the day things start to change. If that is you, those resources are waiting. But understand this, the people who act on information while it is fresh are the ones who look back a year from now with completely different lives. The ones who say, I will look at it later, stay exactly where they are. Do not let that be you. Go check the description right now and take the first real step toward building the freedom you actually deserve.